Arsenal have been told to pay 76.8 million pounds in there, or call them 90 million euros in there, if at all they are to sign a player who goes by names of Lautaro Martinez from a team which goes by names of Inter Milan. Welcome to the football news, top 10s and lifestyle zone. How are you guys? Where are you watching it from? This is Rokani David, aka RD, onto this channel. I do bring you all this news that is really exciting about Arsenal, and allow me go straight into this because it's a hot one coming in from Total Sport in there. Total Sport is some good blog in there with some good reports and links in Italy in there. Now, the story started off when Arsenal really were in negotiations with Inter Milan in there on a player who goes by the name of Hector Bellerin, because Inter Milan have emerged as the number one team that really wants the services of a man who goes by the name of Hector Bellerin, and Arsenal have said no to selling it, but they really went into talks, and as the two teams were holding these talks, a question came in from Edu and asked the team which goes by names of Inter Milan, the representatives in there, that, guys, is Lautaro Martinez a variable for sale? Guess what Inter Milan said? They told him that yes, the lad is up for sale, but we have a good amount of money that we want from him, because we are looking for a man who goes by names of Lukaku to lead our line in there, known to Lautaro Martinez this season, because we feel like, because the COVID market is really bad and we've been hit a lot by the COVID market, we want to sell Lautaro Martinez in there. Now, this has really landed well into the ears of the Arsenal people, but can they pay this money? So Inter Milan has told them that if at all you really want the services of a man who goes by names of Lautaro Martinez, you are going to pay 76.8 million pounds or 90 million euros. That is something that I see that is going to be hard for Arsenal. And Arsenal are telling them that, why don't we give you Lacazette? Yes? Why don't we give you Lacazette and we add some good amount of money such that you get us Lautaro Martinez? Inter Milan has told them, we don't want anything concerning what we call player money exchange. We want money exchange for Lautaro Martinez. We don't want a player and additional money. We want money. That is 90 million euros. That's the money that we want. So it's now in the hands of Arsenal whether to go in for a man who goes by Lautaro Martinez in there, because it looks like Arsenal are dry in goals. I saw their game yesterday against Chelsea. I never saw Aubameyang put in an impact. I never saw Lacazette put up an impact. So I'm asking myself, how is Arsenal going to survive really? Because that goal came in from Granit Xhaka, a well-headed ball into the back of the net, well brought in corner by Pepe, and then Xhaka directing the back of the net. I liked that. And the other goal that was cancelled in there came in from a man who goes by the names of Willock in there. Very nice pass from Lokonga to Pepe. Pepe lays it to a man who goes by names of Willock, whose future is uncertain at Arsenal, because the manager who goes by names of Mikel Arteta has come out and said that he's not sure about the boy's future at Arsenal. So what does this show you? It shows you one thing, that one, Arsenal are not yet ready and prepared for the season. You get? Because bringing in Ben White, Lokonga and not Tavares does not mean that the season of Arsenal is ready to go. Because last season, Arsenal brought in Willian, they brought in Gabriel Magalhaes, they brought back Ceballos in there. Which other player did Arsenal bring in? Odegaard even came through, but did Arsenal complete in the top 6 or top 4? No, they completed 8th. So it shows you that. And what causes all that is that Arsenal doesn't have someone to complete those chances that they are creating. That's why you've seen them into talks with Chelsea that we want a man who goes by names of Tammy Abraham, who scored against them yesterday. He scored the winner. And Chelsea told them that if at all you get us 40 million quid, we get you the lad. And Arsenal told them, no way we are getting you, no way we are paying that amount of money for him. So it shows you that there is something that is not okay with a team which goes by names of Arsenal, especially into the transfers, because Aubameyang, when you hear his name, it's big. Lacazette has a big name, but do their names impact onto the pitch? That's the big question. To me, I think their names don't impact onto the pitch. Like yesterday in the game of Chelsea, did you see Aubameyang register a shot on target? Did you see Lacazette register a shot on target? Because for us, when we are counting forwards, we don't count them on how many people, the distance they've run, how many passes they've really served through, all assists in there. We count before the assists. before all that, your work rate ABCD, we focus on one thing first. Even before the goals, because we know it's not that each and every day if striker will go in and score, but we first ask ourselves, in the entire 90 minutes, how many shots did you direct to the goal of your opponent? That's something good. That's the big question in there, because even though they really go out or the keeper comes to a saving, that means you are getting space and you're a good striker, because at least you spare some time to really shoot at goal. But at this juncture, Arsenal not having a shot on target in the entire first half with the Lacazette and Aubameyang onto the pitch was really something bad. And this indicates to all Arsenal fans that let no one lie to you. Let no one lie to you. Aubameyang is not going to come back this season. Lacazette is not going to come back too. The reason as to why, and I think even Edu and Arteta know it. They know that their players have reached the ceiling in there. They've reached the ceiling, and we call it diminishing returns in economics. That's diminishing returns. You reach a level when you can no longer produce or give out something more than what we expect you from, apart from either maintaining what you're giving us right now or drop. And Aubameyang has shown you that he's dropping. Lacazette, ever since he was brought in at Arsenal, he has never scored 20 goals in the Premier League. Can you imagine? His best tally was 14, 15 goals in the Premier League. So it shows you that if at all you are to compete for a title or to compete for the top 6 places, all Champions League football, to complete your season into the top 4 position, you need to get a player who goes by the name of Lautaro Martinez, because he played in Inter. He played in Inter last season, and his numbers don't lie, because when you look at his career, when you look at his season, last season, Lautaro Martinez came through at Inter. He played close to 38 games into the so-called Serie A, and he scored how many goals? He scored 17 goals in there. That is Lautaro Martinez in there for you. And I think he scored some in the Champions League in there, and he went ahead to go into what we call is it the Italian Cup, something that I've forgotten in here, but he is a very good goal scorer, provided he really is getting chances, and Arsenal creates chances. There is no way because Arsenal, by the way, I've just got to know it right now that I think it's better for Arsenal to get a forward who is going to get them goals than prioritizing Odegaard and Maddison in there. Because even if Maddison comes through and really creates those chances, who is going to score them? Who is going to convert them into goals? That's the big question. So I think that's why Edu, as he was talking with Inter Milan concerning Hector Bellerin's move to Italy, he asked them about Lautaro Martinez, because he knows the need to have a forward like him. You get? There is no team, guys. Tell me a team that has won the Premier League or completed in top 4 without a player who has banged in close to 20 goals, 16, 17 goals in the Premier League. You must be having 4 players, one who can really tally like 20 goals, the other one who should tally like 14, and 13 and 16 in there. So Arsenal keeping Aubameyang and Lacazette is okay, because they have their numbers, 14, 15 goals in the Premier League. But they need to get in that player who is going to give them an edge of 20 goals into the Premier League, and that is Lautaro Martinez. Because when you look around the market, there are not many. In the Premier League, the only person they can get is Danny Ings, and I don't know whether Arsenal is really ready to go and get in Danny Ings. That is something that I don't really know. Is Arsenal ready to go and get Danny Ings in there? Because Danny Ings is an English player who plays for Southampton, 29 years old. Last season he played 29 games and scored 12 goals in there. So it shows you, look at his study, 29 games, 12 goals. And Lacazette, let me give you Lacazette in here. Lacazette last season played 31 games and scored 13 goals into the Premier League. But do you know how many chances Lacazette misses at Arsenal? If I thought it was Danny Ings at Arsenal, I assure you Danny Ings would have scored more at Arsenal than a man who goes by the names of Danny Ings, than a man who goes by names of Lacazette. Because to me, I think he's a better goal finisher than a man who goes by the names of who goes by names of Lacazette in there. If you are talk of a number 9, I think Ings is better than Lacazette, because Lacazette is a player that has been at Arsenal, and Arsenal fans expected a lot to come out of him, and nothing has been delivered from him. So I'm really sure that the reason as to why Arsenal really made inquiries for Lautaro Martinez is the reason that a man who goes by names of Edu knows what they are into. They're into a calamity. They're into a drought of goals at Arsenal. And I think the last person that was Arsenal to score very many goals, I think Van Persie. Yeah, Van Persie really scored a good number of goals at Arsenal in there. Even Adebayo's season at Arsenal, he scored close to 30 goals a season. So I think Arsenal is lacking a striker like that. And I think Arsenal, it's better. I'm not saying that Odegaard and Maddison are not needed at Arsenal, but I'm asking myself a question that you should ask it. Direct this question to you too. If at all Maddison or Odegaard come at Arsenal and they create the chances, who is going to convert them into the back of the net? Do you trust Lacazette? Do you trust Aubameyang? Because Aubameyang is even playing off the left side, off the attacking side. So it shows you that Arsenal really needs loads and loads of players. I thought that Arsenal needed a CDM and a central attacking midfielder, but I've got to know that Arsenal need a CDM, they need a central attacking midfielder, and they need a forward in there. 3 players are needed at Arsenal right now, because I think the other places might be okay, but these 3 players are needed badly at Arsenal, and we need to see them at Arsenal. If at all Arsenal is really going to compete with the likes of the team that I support, Manchester United, Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, Leicester City, Everton, Liverpool in there. So this is a deal that Arsenal has to go for, but I don't know whether they can really raise this money, because even Maddison's deal is still stalling. It is stalling in there. And I don't know what's really going on in the minds of a man who goes by the names of Arteta and Edu, because we are left with just 11 days for Arsenal to play its opening game of the Premier League. And those who are saying that Arsenal is going to win against Brentford, I saw Brentford playing against my team, which goes by the names of Manchester United. That game ended 2-2. My dear, the other team can really attack. The team which goes by the names of Brentford, they can attack. And they are good on the ball, and they have a very good work rate in there, and you never know, they can even upset Arsenal on its first game in there, something that Arsenal fans would like to see, because in 2008, beginning of that season, when Arsenal played Manchester United and United hit Arsenal by 8-2, that's when Arsene Wenger really went wild in the market, and I think he brought in Mertesacker. Did he bring in Ozil too? He brought in like 4 signings in there, and Mustafi in there. So I think Arsenal fans, most of them are praying to it that Arsenal should start on a bad note, such that in the remaining 17 days or 18 days to end the transfer window, Arsenal should get itself ready to get more players in. You get? But if at all they start with a win, but the good thing is that Arsenal is playing Man City, Chelsea and Brentford. Those are the first 3 games of Arsenal. So I don't know really what is really going to happen, because Arsenal's top side almost, because when you look at the side that was fielded yesterday against Chelsea, the only player that was not in was Bukayo Saka. Who else? Who else was out? Which other Arsenal players not yet returned? Bukayo Saka, I think it was only Bukayo Saka who was not included into that team that lost against Chelsea. And Chelsea, almost 6 players were out. As Bliquenta was out, Thiago Silva was out, Chilwell was out, Mason Mount was out, Jorginho was out. Those are 5. Reece James was out. Those are 6 players in there. 6 Chelsea players who are starters were out, and Arsenal couldn't really beat that team. And that team went ahead to beat a team which goes by the names of Chelsea in there. So I'm really feeling sad for Arsenal, because these signings should come in as soon as possible. After seeing what happened yesterday in the game of Arsenal, I really got to know that the problem of Arsenal might not be the defense, might not be the midfield, but that man who leads the line. Because I saw Lacazette like he was running in, how can I term it? Is it wildness? Like, he was like a tourist. He was like a tourist in the game of Chelsea. Did you see his impact? Did you see Aubameyang's impact? Sometimes I really come out and say, why don't these Willocks be given a chance? Aubameyang has to be benched. You get? Lacazette has to be playing off the bench. Get in these Balogans and try them than Nketiah's. Because Nketiah came on and looked very well onto the pitch. So I think it's better for Arsenal to go and get a forward first. Then either Maddison, Aouar, or Odegaard comes in through, because it looks like the runs that Arsenal's forwards are making, especially Lacazette, who is leading the line, are not really good enough. They aren't good enough. They aren't good enough to give the likes of Smith Rowe in there, Pepe in there, because the runs that a forward makes make these other ones look good. Because look at Suarez. I remember Suarez when he came to the Premier League, he played a full season, I think 2 seasons with Sturridge, and Sturridge, even there was a season where Sturridge scored more goals than Suarez, and people were saying that, the English media were saying that Sturridge is better than Suarez because of the goals that he scored, and people forgot that it was Suarez who was making Sturridge to look better, and Sterling, because he used to make those runs off the ball, and those are the most runs off the ball are the most important runs on the pitch. What run do you make when you don't have the ball? Because when you have the ball, everyone will be eyeing at you. But did you see Lacazette or Aubameyang making any run? All these excess that maybe Aubameyang is switching to the center forward role, Lacazette switching off the left. You get, if Edson Cavani, a man who is 34 years, can make those runs, why can't Lacazette and Aubameyang do that? So that's the reason as to why Arsenal is really eyeing to get a new center forward in the names of Lautaro Martinez, but Inter Milan has told them the player is available for sale and we want 90 million euros. We don't want your Lacazette plus good money to us. We want a player who we want money, and then we'll give you Lautaro Martinez in there. Now, Lautaro Martinez is left with just 2 years on his contract. Remember, it ends in 2023, and he doesn't want to renew a deal because Inter Milan think that he's going to beg a lot of money from them, and Lautaro Martinez will go in for a salary of close to £200,000 a week, or 250,000 pounds a week, money that a team which goes by the names of Inter Milan can't afford. They've just held Hakimi to a team which goes by the names of it's PSG. Yes, PSG. Remember, they lost yesterday to Real into that opening cup, like the Community Shield that is going to be played on Sunday, and they lost to that team in there. Now, after all that, they came through and they sold that player to that side, and he was sold at 60 million euros in there, and they want 90 for Lautaro Martinez. Can Arsenal really break the bank and get the player? I think if at all they can, they should go in and get this player, because he is great, one of the best that I've seen. He's one of the center forwards. He's an Argentine in there, and he is a champion right now from the Copa America in there alongside Messi. Now, that is it we had for you now onto this channel. Please feel free to go in the comment section and tell us what you think about Lautaro Martinez to Arsenal, as Inter Milan name the price tag of Lautaro Martinez in there. 90 million euros or 76.8 million pounds are needed by a team which goes by names of Inter Milan. This is Rokani David onto this channel. Please feel free to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I'm RD or Rokani David. Please, I'm out. 5 fingers out to all those watching in. See you later. Maybe today we are going to do a live video, and it was going to be live, and you can always come in and talk to me. I'm out.